Hey, I'm Corinne Walston, and I'm your mental performance coach for everyday life. I've got my master's in sport and performance psychology, and I've spent years helping athletes, professionals, and everyday people sharpen their mental game. But here's the thing, mental performance isn't just for the pros. It's for you. When you're giving a presentation, being a parent, chasing a goal, or just trying not to spiral when things don't go to plan. Each episode is short, sweet, and packed with tools you can use right away to boost your mindset and performance. Today, we're going to talk about the myths of fear. The stories we tell ourselves about fear that make us believe fear is our enemy. I'm going to walk you through 4 of the most common myths, and then together we'll explore how to move with fear so it no longer holds you back from growth and progress. The 4 myths of fear I want to explore today are, number 1, fear is a sign of weakness. Number 2, fear impairs performance. Number 3, fear holds you back. And number 4, confidence is the absence of fear. Because of these myths, we try to get rid of fear by avoiding it, procrastinating, opting out of it. We blame others. We overanalyze. We tell ourselves, I shouldn't feel this way. Or we even turn to substances. But here's the thing. None of that works. All of those things waste our time and energy because they don't get rid of the fear. We all fall into the fear trap, which is the greater our effort to get rid of fear, the greater our fear becomes, and the more negatively it affects our lives. The tighter you hold on to the idea that fear is bad and that you can't do anything until it goes away, the more stuck you are going to feel. If you fall off your bike, the sooner you get back on that bike and start riding, the sooner you will regain your confidence. The longer you put off riding, the greater your fear will grow. Trying to get rid of your fear takes up a lot of energy and is distracting. Kind of like trying to shoo away flies. It's hard to be fully engaged with your life when you're busy over here trying to shoo away fear. So let me ask you, how are you avoiding fear right now? I'm going to ask it again because I really want you to think. How are you avoiding fear right now? Most of us believe that fear is bad. But it's not. Fear isn't good or bad. Gotcha, right? It's normal. And that brings me to the first myth. Fear is a sign of weakness. Fear does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. Roy T. Bennett said it best. Quote, "When you step out of your comfort zone, take a risk, or face a challenge, you will feel fear. That's not weakness. It's the natural state of affairs for normal human beings." Close quote. So instead of trying to get rid of fear, we need to change our relationship with it. Fear is just an emotion, and emotions are meant to be felt, not avoided. And I need to say that again. Emotions are meant to be felt, not avoided. Now let's talk about the next 2 myths. Fear impairs performance, and fear holds you back. Here's the truth. Fear doesn't stop you from doing what you want. Your response to fear does. Most top performers, athletes, speakers, professionals, experience fear too. But they describe it differently. They say they feel pumped, revved up, or amped. The difference is how they're interpreting it. Fear doesn't impair performance unless you let it. So change your relationship with fear. Start seeing it as the powerful source of energy that it is, so that it can work for you, not against you. And that brings me to the last myth. Confidence is the absence of fear. Confidence isn't about being fearless. I have my own thoughts on the word fearless, and we can save that for another day. But confidence is about trusting yourself even when fear and doubt show up. Everyone feels fear. Everyone has doubts. The people you think of as confident aren't fearless. They've just learned how to respond to fear effectively. When you know how to handle fear, it can't destroy your confidence. We know we need to change our relationship with fear. And that first step is to become aware of how and when you are avoiding fear. Because you can't change something you're not aware of. The next step is to name it out loud when you feel it. I'm being serious. I want you to name it out loud. No pushing it away. use these words. I am feeling fear. I am feeling afraid. I am feeling scared. Allow it to be there. Notice how you aren't saying, I'm a scaredy cat, I'm weak, or any other name you call yourself when you feel fear. These are all over-identifications of a feeling. Instead, I want you to make a point to say, I am feeling scared out loud. That wording helps separate you from the emotion. When you label an emotion, you are using your prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that helps with reasoning. And this labeling helps you not over-identify with that emotion. It helps you realize that you are someone who experiences feeling scared, not someone who is weak for feeling scared. Someone who is weak because you're scared. This separation can help lessen the emotion even just a little so you can shift your perspective in the moment. Learning how to accept emotions takes practice, but the more you do it, the more you are able to effectively move through them. And I want to note here that acceptance is not agreement. You don't always have to like the way you feel, but you can accept that you are having that feeling. And the more you do this, the more control you will gain. Once you've named the emotion, notice that it's still there. This is the part where you have to choose to take the next step despite how you feel. You can move forward even though you're feeling scared. You want to know something? I was scared to start this podcast. And do you want to know what first step I took? My first step was telling people I was going to start podcasts, starting with close family and friends. That was a step I was taking even though it scared me. And the more I talked about it, the more I began to see my nerves as excitement towards being able to share the mental skills with so many more people. Fear feels like it's telling us we can't move or we have to stop. What it's really wanting us to do is to assess the risk and then move forward. We can move with the fear, and usually once you take that first step, it's easier to take more and the fear lessens. And now all that energy that you were using to try and get rid of fear can be put into effective action. So as we wrap up today's episode, remember this. Fear isn't a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that you're challenging yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone and growing. This week, I want to challenge you to name your fear when it shows up. Say it out loud. I'm feeling afraid. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling uncertain. That simple act of naming helps separate you from the emotion and gives you the space to move forward anyway. The goal isn't to get rid of fear, but to learn how to move with it. And as you do this, you make space for courage and confidence to grow. Every time you choose to act with fear instead of waiting for it to disappear, you strengthen your mental game. And that's what true confidence looks like. Remember, Mind Lead Team, your most valuable player is you. Every day is a new day. Breathe in, breathe out. You've got this.